Welcome to the Rialto Unified School District regular meeting of the Board of Education for April 24th, 2024. Okay, any individual who requires disability-related accommodations or modifications, including auxiliary aids and services, in order to participate in the board meeting, should contact the superintendent or designee in writing. Call to order, 6 p.m., and we are currently in open session. And can I have a motion and a second to move into closed session, please?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. As provided by law, the following are the items for discussion and consideration at the closed session of the board meeting: public employee employment, discipline, dismissal, release, reassignment of employees per Government Code Section 54957, student expulsions, reinstatements, expulsion, enrollments, conference with labor negotiators, agency designated representative, superintendent, lead personnel agents Rhonda Kramer, Roxanne Dominguez, and Armando Urtiega, personnel services. Employee organizations, California School Employees Association, Chapter 203, Rialto Education Association, and Communication Workers of America. Pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9 Delta and or Delta 3, conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, significant exposure litigation, number of potential claims, 1. Conference with legal counsel, existing litigation, paragraph 1 of subdivision D of section 54956.9, case number 232455. Review liability claim number 232415. Review liability claim number 232419. And conference with labor negotiator, Government Code Section 54957.6. Designated representative, Board President Joseph W. Martinez, and unrepresented employee, Superintendent Cuauhtemoc Avila. Superintendent. Okay. Comments on closed session agenda items? Any person wishing to speak on any item on the closed session agenda will be granted 3 minutes. Dr. Avila?
We have one. Chris Cordasco.
Good evening, Rialto Unified family. I am Chris Cordasco, CSCA Chapter President, Chapter 203. Tonight it is my understanding that you will have an item in closed session before you, an employee who is seeking a leave of absence. This employee number is 29238. I ask the board to please grant this leave of absence. I've spoken with the employee. I understand why a board would not, and I can assure you that this employee's intentions is to correct whatever issues they're having so that they can come back to work as soon as possible and be able to give 100% service to this district. They need this time to be able to do that. They are anxious to get back to work and miss being at work. This is not a situation where they are trying to abuse the system. So I thank you for your consideration and your time this evening.
Thank you. Dr. Avila?
That is all we have.
All righty. Okay, vote by board members to move into closed session. Everyone at once, aye.
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 Hearing no noes, no abstentions. Okay, time is 6:04.
CSU is the nation's most life-changing university system for a reason. Your success is our mission.
we're ready to resume here. Okay. Board, we're ready with for adjournment of closed session. Can I have a motion and a second, please?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Vote by board members. Aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Hearing no nays and no abstentions, and everyone is here. So we are 7:01. Okay, open session reconvened at 7:01 PM. Pledge of Allegiance, here it is. Tonight we have a special presentation. But first, let's have Curtis Elementary Literacy Academy second grade student Sofia Baraja lead us in the pledge, followed by second grade DLI student Camila Valenzuela reciting the Pledge of Allegiance in Spanish. Please.
Please stand. Please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, unity and justice for all. Yo prometo lealtad a la bandera de los Estados Unidos de América y a la república que representa una nación bajo Dios indivisible con libertad y justicia para todos.
Okay, and now in honor of the women in Chiapas, 6 of the DLI students will dance the song La Chiapicanas Marimba, a traditional melody from Chiapas that is an unofficial anthem of the state in Mexico. Please welcome Miss Miriam Flores and second grade students. Principal, Mr. Owen Ross, for attending tonight's school board meeting. Families, without your support and active participation, this would not be possible. Go Colts. And I think I owe him a... Okay. Okay, Dr. Avila, report out of closed session, please.
Yes, thank you, President Martinez. The Board of Education approved an additional extension of expulsion hearing number 232455. The roll call vote was unanimous. The Board of Education accepted a request for an unpaid leave of absence with benefits for classified employee number 2832924 from May 1, 2024 through November 1, 2024. The roll call vote was unanimous. The Board of Education accepted the corrections made to the readout of April 10, 2024 board meeting for the denial request for an unpaid leave of absence with benefits for classified employee number 20. The correction is from number 2675534 to the corrected number 2065224 from March 12, 2024 through September 12, 2024. The roll call vote was unanimous. And the Board of Education approved the termination of classified employee number 2344234 effective April 24, 2025. The roll call vote was unanimous. That is all we have.
Thank you, Dr. Avila. And before we go to adoption of the agenda, we do have a poll. Please note that A9 is pulled, and that's my favorite part, the presentations, but from the middle school. So the following item will be pulled from tonight's agenda.
A9?
Yes, as we adopt the agenda, that's where we're at right now.
Oh, okay.
So we are pulling B1, Middle
Oh,
School
I see, okay.
District Student Advisory Committee. Due to scheduling conflicts, our middle school DSAC students will not be presented tonight. They will join us on May 8th, 2024. Okay, back onto the agenda. A motion and a second to adopt the agenda, please.
So moved.
Second?
Thank you. Vote by board members. Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Hearing no nays and no abstentions, we will continue. Presentation B1 got pulled. And we have public comments not on the agenda. Dr. Avila?
Thank you, President Martinez. We have Ayana Serrano.
Hi, I'm Ayana Serrano, and I'll be talking on the behalf of the HBCU tour. The reason I attended the tour was because I would like to go to a HBCU after high school, and the advantages of taking the trip was learning about the schools and the backgrounds of each school that I have visited. Also, I also went to the HBCU because I like the historical backgrounds of the college, and visiting the sites helped me realize that this was HBCUs in particular are the colleges that I would like to visit, and the reason or what I liked about the whole trip in general was how I got to make new friends and What else? I got to make new friends, and I went to see different schools that I've never seen before or heard of. And I was like only going towards one school in particular, and going to the HBCU tour expanded my horizons and made me think about the schools that I visited I would like to go to, or at least apply for. I went to Spelman. That was my top school. Spelman and Tuskegee University. Those two were my favorite schools, in my opinion. I also went to Moreland Brown, Clark University, TSU, Fisk University. That one was a really good school, too. And I'll say my experience overall was the best I've ever experienced. And it was my first time traveling on a plane. So I was a little nervous. So just getting that experience overall made me very excited for college, especially going to a HBCU. Yes. Say it again. What school do I go to? I go to Carter High School. Yes, and I am a junior. Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Ivanov?
Any questions? You guys have a nice evening.
Thank you, you too.
Before I continue, if I may, President Martinez,
Absolutely.
I was just advised that I did an incorrect readout, so I want to reread it out. The Board of Education approved the termination of classified employee number 2344234 effective April 24, 2024. The roll call vote was unanimous. Next, we have Paula Bailey.
Mine is two parts. Good evening, everybody. I want to say thank you to everybody who wore jeans today, standing up for the survivors of sexual abuse, and it is Child Abuse Awareness Month. And I wanted to get a picture of everybody all together in their jeans. Can we do that real quick? Show the world.
Probably after the meeting.
After?
It could be sent to you.
Well, I wanted to be in it. Come on. All right. I'll wait till after the meeting then.
All right.
Okay.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
and have a great night.
You too.
Catherine Stevens.
Good evening. My name is Catherine Stevens. I am a parent representative from the African American Parent Advisory Committee at Hugh Banks Elementary. So I am here from our committee to express our appreciation for the board's collaborative efforts and partnership with our principal, Dr. O, who has supported the continuance of valuable programs like our most recent program, the Wear Your Crown program. We really would like to thank you for these programs and allowing them to continue. And we also want to thank you for your consistent support of our programs and look forward to your support in the future. Thank you.
Got it.
Hayes Augustine. Marciana Woodson.
Hi, my name is Mariciana Woodson. I'm going to be here on the behalf of my cousin Janiyah Salter. It's some recent incidents that's been going on regarding the schools. And I'm just here, just not on the behalf of her, but I know I kind of just want to say she does have a track record that follows her. I do understand that. I'm a very biased person. I take both sides. But I just feel like that's something that needs to be looked into. Due to that, it's not just it's a safety precautions for us. She's been threatened by members of her peers, and nothing's done to be able to basically say to stop the situations from happening. As I have a young child, and I believe she will be attending Rialto School District, I hope. I just feel like some things can be done to protect our students a little bit more. As a whole, I do also believe that some things happen. Some kids aren't the best, whether or not, but every child, every person deserves to be protected, be able to get a chance to speak, to advocate for themselves. Also, too, I just feel like it's a lot of things that happen in this world that's unfair, that's uncontrollable, but we have to start somewhere that we can say we did our best, we tried our hardest to understand and to see what we can do to stop things from happening, to understand that, to let these kids know that they're not by themselves, that we don't know what goes on at home. We don't know what mental thoughts they have. And I feel like the best support comes from the people around them, from the adults, from the students. And I feel like when someone's being threatened, someone's being picked on, that channels emotions, that channels thoughts, that channels a lot of different things. And I feel like I'm here just to say, not just on her behalf, but everyone's, that everything needs to be looked at, double looked at. Everything needs to be talked out. Everything needs to just be just basically seen out. And I just feel like it's some things that could have been done different to protect her, some things that could have been done to protect the other students. But I just feel like some things just need to stop of where they started before they can even get too far. I won't go into really too much detail, but what I do want to say is that I hope that me here today just gives a second look at whatever's going on, whatever you guys have on that report, and just to protect other students, not just herself. Okay. And that if it ever came to my child, your child, anyone's child, to be protected, that we can say we did our best, that we tried our hardest, no matter what.
I have to interrupt you. Your time is up.
Okay, thank you so much.
Just make sure the student's name was on the paperwork so we know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Instead of just generalities.
Okay, thank you.
Deborah Jalteco.
Good evening. My name is Deborah Jalteco. I'm speaking on behalf of Janiyah and, this feels like it's going to fall. Janiyah and Latarsha Salter. Latarsha is a God-fearing Christian that would do everything in her power to help her child. She will seek high and low and will not give up until she succeeds and expects nothing less, and yet this has not been the case for Rialto School District. They are far from this truth. Their best interests are not protecting or helping Janiyah. They have lost their way and have forgotten why or what they're supposed to be doing with children. Their actions have been negligent, physical assault. They have failed to comply with their ed codes stated in their district staff handbook, failed to follow the bullying ed code 48900 on implementing the 5 courses of action, failed Ed Code 489 5.00.9 on implementing 8 resources of help. Failed to enforce 513.2.2 board policy on bullying. Out of compliance with AR 1312.3 uniform complaint procedure due not to notify the district compliancer. All these laws regarding bullying can be found in the Student Services Rialto Bullying Prevention Initiative booklet. These are the actions they should be held accountable for and need to be made known to this board so the right measures of discipline is addressed. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to express these concerns.
Thank you.
Ms. Salter?
Hi, I'm Miss Salter. I think everybody should know me because I make so many phone calls. But I'm up here today because of the concerns that I have as a parent, and I have a right to have these concerns. Bullying and threatening should be taken very seriously to the point that I feel like nothing is being done. I don't know the protocols and the procedures of what's supposed to be done when you guys are on the board, but threats should be also taken seriously, for the fact is my child's at a public school with other children and teachers and other staff that's working there. If a child present a gun and say they're gonna kill another student, you should take that very seriously and you should act on it, and you shouldn't wait, you should prevent it. And as a parent, I have done every rule, protocol, procedure, showed you guys text messages, the police is involved, it's getting to the point, it's serious. And now families are involved, which is my family, the other person's family, and it's taking a toll on all of us. Whatever and any reason why you feel like you shouldn't protect my child or feel that you shouldn't do that, discrimination is true. And the Ed Code said 220 that my child should not be discriminated for her gender or anything like that. And if a child is saying that to my child, calling her a queer and a tranny, that is hate. And if he tells her to kill herself and she has mental health issues, that should be addressed, but it's not. As always, my daughter is the villain and the other child is not held accountable. These are adults and you guys should be held accountable. And if something happens to my child at the school site, I'm gonna hold everyone at the board accountable and at the school site, because as a parent, I've done everything I can to fix this problem. Now, if you wanna sit back and just wait and see what happens, I would hate for that to happen. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to stop advocating for my child, and I'm not going to stop with the complaints until things are get changed or fixed. And that's all I'm asking. So thank you for listening to me, and you guys have a good night.
Peter Atwood?
Well, good evening. We've seen each other before. And I worked for Janiyah and her mother, as you know. I think I should briefly mention what happened in the manifestation determination review that they held
Into
today.
the microphone, please.
Okay. Anyway, they suspended her for 5 days, so she got into a fight with this kid who's been threatening to kill her and doing all the rest of it, which the district's been doing nothing about. One of the things I pointed out in the MDR is that if any of them on a district staff were subjected to that kind of thing, they'd have a grievance into the union in about a New York minute. They'd be out in stress leave in a week. And I want to know why it is that any kid is supposed to be subjected to this kind of stuff that none of you people would put up with for a minute. And then be, judged as a discipline problem on account of that. Now, they want to stuff her into a non-public school, which is weird because that's really expensive. And it's the wrong thing. It's all about something being wrong with her. It's like, you go to work and they grope you at work and you're supposed to get counseling. You're supposed to get things done for you instead of the perp being cuffed, put in the back of a car and driven away. That would solve the problem. And here, nothing is being done to solve the problem that this kid has been aggressively mistreated by by these people, first off by this kid and his friends who keep threatening to kill her and beat her up and everything. And also, in at least one instance, district staff had assaulted her. One district staff that illegally searched her on another occasion. I had to, tell her the Supreme Court case that, if she was going to be looking at it, she didn't cut it out. This kid has been put through a lot of changes, and nothing that any of you would put up with. And they tried in the MDR to say, well, we don't have to think about anything except what's in the IEP when you're talking about a disability. But a kid with a disability has a disability, not just whatever you feel like writing in the IEP. This district has known and pretended not to for many months about her PTSD and the reasons for it, which I'm not going to go into now, but everybody involved knows. And they pretended that that's not relevant simply because it's not in the IEP. The lawyer tried to say, because you brought a lawyer to it, the lawyer tried to say that none of this, we're not supposed to look at anything except, the behavior talked about. No, you're not. You're supposed to talk about all relevant information. So they resisted that. It was all recorded, and I think you all ought to get the recording so you can hear it. And I guess I'm about out of time. And I have something to praise you for on the agenda item, so it's not all bad news.
Michael Montano.
Good evening, everyone in attendance and viewing audience at home. And it's so nice to know that it wasn't a dream. Miss O'Kelly is here, is back. So again, nice to see you, Miss O'Kelly.
You too.
Tonight I want to speak on safety, especially going into next year. But first I want to start with a quote from Denzel Washington. Don't aspire to make a living, aspire to make a difference. This past Saturday was April 20th, which marks the 25th anniversary of the tragedy at Columbine High, where 12 students were killed, 1 teacher was killed, and 21 people were left suffering with gunshot wounds. In 2024, there have been 47 shootings in U.S. schools. We're glad to hear that our SROs are returning. Being prepared, we need to get some conversations going with students, parents, and teachers. In the past, I believe it was at Carter, we had a full-on scenario that was filmed. A lot of people thought it was a great job. I think police were there and everything else. And just recently in the news, in another state, a principal was terminated during a simulation for walking around with a hand gesture of a shooter on campus. There's been a lot of things that have gone on. People are traumatized. There are a lot of triggers out there. So we need to have conversations again so that we can be prepared as best we can and make our schools as safe as possible and definitely not an easy target. And looking to next year, and SB 553 taking effect in July 1st this year, which requires to record and maintain a violence incident log and training for employees on workplace prevention plans. With this, I ask that you please not only include teachers, but students as well, and hopefully our parents as well. Also preparing for next year, as some administrators may get moved, I'd ask that you please get input from the REA president with this. And lastly, I'd like to give a big thank you to our classified, our short-staffed custodial staff, and of course to security at all our schools, making that many of us are unaware of all they do in their jobs, especially as the temperatures start to rise, so do incidents. So again, thank you to all security, and I know your job is just gonna get a little tougher in the next weeks to come, so thank you.
Celia Sarabia.
Deme frases breves para terminarle bien todo. Testing.
Buenas noches, miembros de la mesa directiva.
Good evening, members of the board.
Presidente Mr. Martínez,
President Mr. Martinez,
Vicepresidente Mr. Montes,
Vice President Mr. Montes,
Superintendente Dr. Ávila,
Superintendent Dr. Avila,
audiencia.
and audience.
Soy Celia Saravia,
I am Celia Saravia,
represento a Amigos Unidos, grupo de apoyo para padres de niños especiales.
and I represent Amigos Unidos. This is a support group for parents of children with special needs.
Estoy aquí para agradecerle al Dr. Ávila,
And I'm here to thank Dr. Avila,
a la doctora Lynn,
Dr. Lin,
al Dr. De Souza,
Dr. De Souza,
a la maestra Karen Contreras
Teacher Karen Contreras,
y a Araceli Flores
and Araceli Flores
por habernos acompañado en nuestra celebración anual
for joining us in our annual celebration
de los sacramentos de los niños especiales.
of the sacraments for special children.
Siempre es un gran honor para nosotros contar con la presencia de ustedes.
It's always an honor that you join us.
También queremos felicitar a nuestro distrito
We also want to congratulate our district
por el programa de literatura.
for the literacy program.
Pronto tendremos el de matemáticas
Soon we'll be getting the math one,
y todos los padres estamos muy emocionados.
and we all, the parents, are very excited.
Gracias a doctora Ávila, a la doctora Give y a nuestra mesa directiva.
Thanks to Dr. Avila, Dr. Give, and our board.
A nuestros maestros que nos están dando la instrucción también.
And our instructor, the teacher who's instructing us, our thanks as well.
Felicidades a todos los estudiantes que van a graduarse.
Congratulations to all the students that are graduating.
Continúen sus estudios
Continue with your academics
porque ustedes son el futuro de nosotros.
because you are our future.
Uno de ustedes va a ser nuestro futuro superintendente, nuestros doctores, nuestro alcalde.
One of you will be our future superintendent, our doctors, our mayor.
Así que tenemos nuestra confianza en ustedes.
So
La
we're
ponemos.
putting our trust in you.
Y también a todos los padres que nos vamos a graduar, me incluyo yo también, que nos vamos a graduar del programa de literatura.
And also all the parents that will be graduating, I'm including myself in this, that are graduating from the literacy program.
Es un gran logro para nosotros porque es una gran herramienta. Hemos aprendido tanto.
It's a huge achievement. This is a great tool. We've learned so much.
Ahora tuvimos un evento en la mañana. Fue algo muy bonito ver a todos los papás emocionados y compartiendo todas nuestras
We had an
experiencias que hemos
event
tenido.
this morning, and it was so nice to see the parents all excited, all sharing.
Y felicidades a nuestra board member Stephanie Luis porque ella se va a graduar con nosotros también y aparte se va a graduar, ella es, como dijo mi hijo una vez, oh, yo voy a ser triple major porque llevaba 3 carreras.
So
Así que-
congratulations to Stephanie Lewis, our board member. She'll be graduating with us. And
También mis-
it's not just one major. She'll be graduating, like my son says, 3 majors, carrying 3 majors.
También a mi Domínguez también se va a graduar con nosotros.
Ms. Dominguez will also be graduating with us.
Es un gran logro para nosotros los papás.
And this
Estamos
is a
bien
huge achievement
emocionados y nos
for us, the
emocionamos
parents.
más porque ya estamos pensando el próximo año que vamos a recibir lo de matemáticas.
And this is very exciting. And we're even more excited because we're really looking forward to next year to that math program.
Muchas gracias y nomás les quiero decir, no vine de mezclilla, pero mi apoyo está en mi corazón.
Thank you so
Para
much.
todos.
And I want to tell you, I'm not wearing jeans, but my support, I wear it in my heart.
Gracias.
Thank you.
That is all we have.
Thank you, Dr. Avila. Okay, we move to public comments on the agenda items. Dr. Avila?
Peter Atwood.
I was impressed. There you go. I was impressed. I saw on page 27 here where you made changes to 5030, and it says recess.
Into the microphone, please.
Recess, PE, or other physical activities will not be withheld from students as a punishment for poor behavior or incomplete classwork. That makes a lot of sense. The reason the CD doesn't want people to take people's recess away is exactly for the reasons that you say, because it's a wellness question. And I have problems all the time with teachers having taken away people's recess. The kid's misbehaving, so this is what we'll do about it. We'll take away his recess so that he's even jumpier, so that you count on him misbehaving some more. So I have to commend you all for having the intelligence to say, wait a minute, this is absurd and it's not going to happen anymore. And Now comes the hard part. You're going to have to actually go to the schools and actually enforce this good sense. But, that's for another day.
That is all we have.
All right, thank you, Dr. Avila. Comments from executive association, executive board members?
Good evening, board members, Superintendent Avila, and Board President Martinez. We are quickly approaching the end of the school year, and of course, there's a lot going on. On April 19th, the district concluded this year's evaluation process for REA members. Our contract requires that members receive their final evaluation 30 days before the end of the school year. The evaluation process for teachers works like this. Brand new teachers are evaluated every year until they're tenured. Once they're tenured, then they're evaluated every other year. They're evaluated on the state standards for teachers, and if they receive satisfactory or exemplary, then they're good until the next time that they get evaluated. If they receive less than satisfactory, then they may be put on what's called an assistance plan, and they will get evaluated the following school year. The vast majority of our members get really good evaluations. After 10 years of teaching in Rialto, we have the option of what's called a 5-year evaluation cycle. That process requires that they get a good evaluation and that the member and the administrator have to agree to the 5-year cycle. The 5-year cycle is designed to reward the teachers who are veterans, who are getting good evaluations, and to give some additional time to our administrators so that they can then work with the newer or the lower performing members. It should be used more frequently because it benefits everybody. This year, I've received numerous questions from members about administrators that are unwilling to give 5-year evaluation cycles, and I'm asking you to look into it. The contract language allows a site administrator to remove someone from a 5-year cycle if something happens, so they should be willing to offer it. So even if you've got it, if something happens in the middle of that and you say, oh, I do need to evaluate, you can do that. There's language for that. So I don't know why they're not just giving it, right? They should give this to people that are veteran teachers who got good evaluations. It shouldn't be this big deal. Instead, we have a culture that seems that like a favored few get the 5-year cycle and others are excluded even though they meet all the criteria. So speaking of evaluations, REA has begun our annual process whereby we, our members, evaluate their principals using the California State Standards for School Administrators. We sent out a simple 20-question survey. Each question is tied to the state standard for administrators. Members then rank their principal on a scale of 1 to 5 on each topic, with 5 being strongly agree with the statement and they're excellent, and a 1 being strongly disagree or ineffective. Our goal is to get over 70% of our members at every school site to complete the evaluations. Last year, we had over 1,000 members that participated. Once we have the data collected, I will sit with any principal that wants to see the results and go over it. We will publicly honor the best administrators in our district. The purpose of these evaluations is to help people improve. We're not using this as, you will never hear a word from me about anyone who didn't do well. We'll praise those who did well, and the ones who didn't, we're going to hopefully have conversations to help them to get better. It's our hope that we sit down and we discuss their strengths and weaknesses and build relationship around mutual expectations. I wanted to share with you a couple of the questions that are on the survey. Question number 1, my principal communicates with staff openly, honestly, and consistently. Rank that on a scale of 1 to 5. My principal provides leadership needed to enforce student discipline consistently. Okay? My principal provides a safe environment for students and staff. And here's one of my favorites that's on this list. My principal provides staff with meaningful opportunities and involvement in decision-making. Our members want to be heard and they want to be a part of the decision-making process. That's one I look at very closely for our administrators. If they're just making decisions and not including our people, that's a problem. As I did last year, Dr. Avila, once the surveys are done, hopefully you and I will sit down and go over the results. Thank you very much.
Seems every meeting, I look at you about this time and you look at me about this time. California School Employees Association.
Good evening, Rialto Unified Family. I'm Chris Cordasco, CSEA Chapter 203 President. Tonight, just wanted to explain to the board a little bit about what's going on with our class and comp. I'm sure you've been reported to you, but members have asked me to speak to you on that topic. Basically, there was a small glitch in our documents that was caught by our 610 process, and CSEA has directed me on how to fix that. I'm working with personnel currently to get that resolved, and I'm hopeful that we will get this done and to our members to vote on before school is out. So we will be able to have this done and have our new job descriptions by the time we start school in August. That's all I have for you. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Communication Workers of America. Rialto School Managers Association. Okay. I think they were taking bets over here. Not really. Okay. Comments from student board member.
Good evening, everyone. Hello, Mrs. O'Kelly. It's my first time meeting you, and I wanted to say hi.
Pleased to meet you too.
Thank you to Curtis Elementary for the beautiful performance. I love seeing all the colors and the beautiful dresses. Yes. And thank you to Ayana Serrano about sharing your experience for the HBCU tour. It's really great to hear that you were able to widen your horizons when looking at colleges. And it's really good that you're checking it as a junior because senior year is stressful. I'd like to share a wonderful experience that I was able to have and also other seniors from Rialto High School and Carter High School. At the beginning of this month, we attended the Student Leadership Conference for Health Occupation Students of America, also known as HOSA. And after our conference, I made a Google form and asked those students some questions about HOSA and why is it important to have it in our district. And these were some of their main points. So one is students are able to interact with peers from different districts who have years of experience fostering learning and preparation for future conferences. HOSA helped open opportunities and experiences for students striving for success in the medical field, enabling them to work alongside like-minded peers. The organization offers a vast network of resources and information catering to students of various ages and interests, and even extending this to middle schoolers would also be a great idea. And it provides an opportunity for students to explore the medical field, interact with peers, and gain insights to potential careers. And HOSA offers a glimpse into the opportunities available in the medical field beyond traditional classroom learning. And lastly, it fosters a sense of community among young adults interested in pursuing careers in healthcare. And a lot of the students I talked to really enjoyed it, and we're hoping to progress it into the future. That is all. Thank you.
Always a pleasure listening to you. Good info. Okay, let's go ahead and start. In case you wonder how I do this, I always refer to everything and I go in reverse order here. Well, order of the vote now. Nancy O'Kelly, give us your report, please. Or board comments.
Sorry, yeah, I was going to say thank you, Nancy. Board President, with all due respect.
Comments from the superintendent.
You're skipping the superintendent again.
Again? Seems
What I
I
do to
look
you,
at you in the wrong time and I don't look at you at the right.
Well, thank you, President Martinez. Just quickly, and I hope others follow, considering that we've attended some of these same functions, but just congratulations to Yuan Kim and Gilberto Oviedo. They were the valedictorians from Rialto High School. GPA is 4.69. Yuan is planning to attend Yale. Gilberto Oviedo is going to UCLA. And Rajat Sadiq Saud and John Perez Alvarez, each with the 4.64 GPA. Rajat is planning to attend UCLA, and John is undecided at this point. Also, congratulations to really the entire district for the grand opening of the special education building last week. It was a great ceremony. Again, hoping that others would comment, but do know that the original plans were to do the ribbon cutting in November of last year. But there were things that were not in place, and we were not going to move forward until those were corrected by the construction company. We wanted it right. After the ceremony, there were maybe 12 things that were recommended as additions to enhance the quality of the facility. That includes a section for children to be able to play and learn when parents are visiting our center there, and a number of other more cosmetic things, but I think that will enhance the quality of the facility for our families and members of the community. Also had the opportunity to attend the Carter High School's inaugural Hall of Fame this past Friday. Had an opportunity to interact with all of the honorees, but the best thing for me was being able to see how good students, good athletes go on to continue to be successful both in their sport, but also as members of the community, as family members, and just as great human beings, just quality people who were there. It was just inspirational to be around them, and hopefully they continue to inspire those who follow in their footsteps. Also, congratulations to the 600 plus kids who reclassified last year at the Friday ceremony. Really heartfelt to be able to see that many kids, knowing that once you reclassify, the majority of kids go on to experience a lot of success. The following day, that Saturday, attended the dual language immersion ceremony for all the fifth graders who are matriculating to middle school. And that was also very exciting to see the energy and the excitement that those kids are planning to attend at this point, J. Hugh Middle School. And congratulations to all the administrative professionals across the district for all of the amazing work that you do to keep us managers, administrators in check, and making sure that we stay focused on the things that we're supposed to do. We could not do half the work without you, or any of the work without you. And just looking forward to seeing everyone this Saturday at the Ritz. We have a very powerful show for you. Very excited to be able to host Rialto's very own JJ Fad, along with DJ Arabian Prince. So hopefully we'll see you there to have a good time this Saturday. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Dr. Alvarez. The way I'm going, I'll call you again shortly. All right, comments from members of the board. Ms. O'Kelly.
Well, I just want to congratulate all the high schools who chose or selected their valedictorians and salutatorians. Those are both big honors, and those people usually go on to great success. So we are very excited about that. And again, I'm very happy to be back in the saddle again, and hoping I'm here for quite a while this time.
Good to have you back, Nancy.
It is.
Good to be back.
Okay, Member Lewis.
Oh, wow. It was just such an honor to go to the award ceremonies, but I just really want us to think about our alumni. So when the Hall of Famers came, and volleyball, April, and Wooten football, and track and field, and Mr. Clark, high jump, Mr. Moore, you know, soccer, they wanted to give back to the district. And the athletic director at Carter. So everywhere I go, I meet alumni from the schools within the district, and that's something that we're going to have to bring them back to tap into our foundation. Because sometimes they want to give back and they want to have a purpose, and they're just waiting for the invite. So, you know, we really have to tap in to that resource with the funding's getting tight, and we can't always rely on state dollars. We need to utilize the strength of our alumni, and it's not always monetary. It's time, it's expertise, it's job training, it's internship. So there's a lot of ways we can tap into that bountiful resource that we have. Administrative, professional, their roles are diverse. They're at the front line. They welcome you in. They escort you out. They work with you. They're the first to really become proficient in the new technology, you know, all the software, all the communication. And we have the best in every department. This year, I was able to fulfill one of my personal goals of being on the board is to visit every department, every school, and every site. And so just knowing the strength of the administration team that works together, whether you're in logistics, whether there's always that key person within your department that have that title. So I appreciate the work that you do. And your continual training. They support the new administrators, and they have their monthly meetings, and so I was able to sit in and just really know how they nurture the new people in their staff. You know, we don't like to really mention or think about the sexual assault survivors, but they're, you know, infants, toddlers, male, female, teenagers, adults. And, you know, you think of the color or denim, you think of durability. So we're in the field of working with children that comes and teenager that have a trauma, level of trauma, but they're durable, and we have to nurture that, and that's something you can't even don't really understand, because a lot of times you're in a situation that you don't know it's not normal. So this awareness of compassion of a survivor, that can happen to anyone, anytime, any place. So that awareness is so needed, and this recognition of our support and our team that sort of work with that. So, you know, if you see something, feel something, say something, contact someone, you know, we have our services that you can reach out. The average time for a person to be believed is at least 5 before someone really believes them. So we need to really, once they say it first, to look in to believe. Wow, you know, I've been practicing my Spanish, and I don't know how I'm doing, but I'm doing single words. So when I went to the multicultural and the reclassification, I was just so impressed that the kids are really learning. And then we have 7 languages that they're being reclassified. And so that's enormous work that our team is doing. A special education facility was just like so wonderful. It was a long wait, but it was worth the wait because it was really put a lot of thought into it. And for our grants department, you know, our USC literacy, you know, we declared that everybody in the class was a valedictorian. So we're all valedictorian. We'll get a chord with our things this time. But I just want to commend the administration on securing extra grants through USC, through the county superintendent office, through Assemblyman Ramos, to help balance the cost of that high quality program. So as we continue to fundraise to support it, to not take away from the other programs that we have, but to be able to include more parents and more subjects that we're all looking forward to our math, I just want to commend you, Dr. Alba, and the team of really getting funding and grant funding to finance that. And our own administrator lead is Ms. Rhonda Kramer being recognized. Congratulations, she's not here tonight, but yeah, being over personnel or human resource, that's a lot. And just listening to evaluations, and that's why a lot of people don't go into administration, because they don't want to do a lot of evaluations on people. And so really looking forward and just really compliment her on the role. So thank you so much.
She's been here about as long as I have, you know.
Amazing.
Okay, Clerk Dominguez.
Maybe longer.
Thank you so much, President Martinez. Well, I do want to start off with thank you, Curtis Elementary. No, what is it? Curtis Academic Elementary?
Oh, yeah.
Literacy. Chiapas is actually neighboring to Guatemala, so the music that we were listening to, the marimba, is also very native to Guatemala. So as I was listening to that, I felt I was going back home, since I am Guatemalan, 100%. I was able to partake with Dr. Avila at the valedictorian and salutatorian celebration at Rialto High. I can see the emotion of the families and the students. It was a surprise to them because nobody knew who was who. They just knew they were going to go up there for some kind of scholarship. So they were kind of surprised that, mom, brother, sister were there, and they're kind of like, okay, what's going on? And then when we told them what was going on, they were very surprised and very happy. But it just goes to show how dedicated our Rialto parents are and how involved they are. It takes like I've always said, it takes a village, to be a part of our child's education. So seeing the partnership between our schools and our parents was just amazing to see that. I do want to congratulate our fifth grade students that are moving on to middle school. They will be our DLI students, so we'll be moving on to middle school, and also our non-DLI students as well. Our DLI graduation was amazing. Their mascot was the axolote. Did I pronounce it right? Axolote?
Osholote.
Axolote?
Osho.
Osholote. Axolot.
It's some type of amphibian that's on the verge of extinction.
It's like a salamander
Yeah.
that has a superpower. Any limb it loses, it regrows.
It regenerates.
Like a stone crab.
But a salamander.
Florida stone crabs, if you order, and they are delicious to eat.
Well,
when you take off the claws to eat them, the fishermen take the claw off and to do whatever with it. It grows a new one.
No.
Well, I don't think we eat the axolote, but they were trying to show that they are strong, they are regenerative, just like our students are. They're resilient.
Right.
And they will regenerate and they will do great things. And as I told these students, I see chemists, nurses, doctors, anything is possible. And to keep writing their story, because this is just another chapter in their book of life. I also want to congratulate to all of our students that reclassified. It was amazing to see these students being up there and understanding that it is important to reclassify. And without the strength and, of course, the dedication of parents and our staff, that wouldn't have been possible. So thank you, Madrina Madrid and her department. Dr. Madrina Madrid. Is she a doctor? Yes.
Yes.
For leading that multilingual department in such great things. And I expect so many more wonderful things to come out of the DLI program and our EL learners as well. Attending the Carter High School, the Carter High School Legacy Inaugural Hall of Fame. It was great to see how these 6 students had an amazing journey at Rialto High and are exceptional people, exceptional parents, exceptional members of society. They all took different paths. Some went to college, some went to pro ball, but the one that impacted me the most is the one that went to junior college. She said, I think her name was Denise, she stated that going to junior college was one of the best things that had happened to her because that's where she grew up. That's where she matured. Not just educationally, but in her athleticism as well. So as I have told the students before, and I will continue to say, it's okay to go to junior college. It's okay not to go to the school just because it's a name.
Right.
The school is there for you. You are not there for the school. Our grand opening for our special ed, it was amazing. And as I stated before, those 4 walls are not just 4 walls. It is a new journey for our walk in our special ed department. It's going to be open to our community, for our staff, for our children. It is going to be a new era for our special ed departments, and I know great things are going to also come about from there. We have great leadership in there. We have great administrators. We have great staff that are going to help excel our students to move forward. Thank you to all who wore the denim. Yes, denim used to be used by coal miners, and the denim used to be kind of like looked down upon. But the coal miners used to wear it because it was made out of cotton, and it would keep them cool, and it wouldn't rip as easy as any other type of fabric. So having that resiliency and being a survivor is not easy, especially from sexual assault. So I really appreciate everybody who wore it. And unfortunate things, those things have happened and they hurt and they're hard to talk about. So if anybody ever needs assistance, please reach out. Do not be afraid to speak up. Let me see, anything else? Besides that, our Administration Professional Week. Thank you, Martita, for helping me keep my head on, because sometimes I'll lose my hair. And thank you so much for all of our administrative professionals in our district. As you are the frontliners, you are the ones that help us keep things in order, help us, with the small details that we may forget. So thank you for all of that. Let's continue to do great things. School's about to end soon. Graduations are coming up. Everybody's excited. Let's remember our USC graduating teachers. Let's go remember our USC graduating parents, our adult education graduates, as they will be also graduating along with our students. So let's just continue making Rialto strong.
Vice President Montes.
Thank you, Board President, Mr. Martinez. Well, I just first would like to say kudos to everybody on all of their accomplishments. I don't want to regurgitate or reiterate things that have already been said, so thank you, and congratulations. I want to I just got a few questions regarding, I believe one of the union reps had some questions regarding Prop 28. Dr. Avila, is there anybody here that can answer a couple of questions on Prop 28?
Yes, possibly Diane.
Hi, Diane. This is Romo. How much money is the district estimating to receive? And could you explain what Prop 28 is?
If you give me a minute, I can look it up.
Okay.
I don't want to give you the wrong amount.
So I believe it's supposed to be money for the arts. And I'm guessing maybe each school will be receiving, hopefully each school will be receiving some of the money.
So the district is scheduled to receive 4.3 million. And the way that it gets allocated, it's based on the number of unduplicated students that are eligible. And so every school will receive an amount that's different based on their unduplicated count.
Okay, and does that money come with any specific rules on how?
Yes, 80% of the funding has to be used for staff, whether that be certificated or classified. And then 20% can be used for other supplies needed to implement the program.
All right. Thank you very much. That's good to know. That's a big plus for our community because we can continue the VAPA program and other programs that we need to revive, and some of our schools don't even have band.
Or one tuba.
I'm very proud of Rialto for never getting rid of the music or art programs in our schools because they are essential. My son's a musician, so I have a personal interest.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Romo. I also just would like to mention that I visited last week Mr. Streeter's classroom at which high school?
The only one.
I visited Mr. Streeter's classroom last week. He invited me over. He had a program in regards to the trades. There was the CTE person in charge, or one of them, what's her name? Juanita Chan was there. Parents and students were there. They had some professionals from different trades show up to give different little workshops and speak more about the different CTE programs that our district offers. And I was really just amazed at one of the students over there who invented a self-feeding planner at the school, coded it and everything, and I was thinking that in the future, moving forward, it'd be nice for once in a while to have a presentation here, not just of singing and dancing, which is fine, but also of some of these students and their wonderful talent that they could do a quick snippet on what they're doing and what they're working on, and also give us the opportunity to showcase a lot of the CTE programs in our district and highlight that.
By the way, do you know Mr. Streeter is a local hero? He was at a hotel, and a kid got in the pool and was drowning, and Mr. Streeter got him out.
Saved them with CPR, right? Wow.
It was wonderful.
Wow.
And he also taught his kids to make furniture worthy of being sold at any furniture store. I mean, their stuff was absolutely gorgeous.
Which reminds me, I believe Communications Department is going to be bringing something that the students built for the board from his classroom.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so we look forward to that.
Okay.
We look forward to that. And then also, I wanted to, so kudos to Eisenhower High School. The principal over there is doing an awesome job. Everybody over at Eisenhower. Eisenhower is moving super good.
The principal used to be my student.
Well,
She's wonderful.
Well, you've been a wonderful mentor, Miss O'Kelly. The other thing I wanted to say, at Fitzgerald Elementary, thank you, Ms. Burdock. Ms. Burdock invited me over to her classroom. Two of her students won the contest for the West Valley Water District. They held a contest for students to see who could create the best mascots. And the students were honored with certificates and some prizes. Their parents went out there, took pictures with them. The West Valley Water District was there. One of their board members, Kevin Moore, was there. We welcomed them, and the school was really generous and welcomed everybody. But the mascots' names, Miss Evelyn Dominguez knows the names.
It's Creek and Holly. Holly or Hallie?
And basically, they're like these teardrop or these water drop shaped characters that our students won there at that school. So kudos to them, their family, and thank you, West Valley Water District, for getting involved with our kids and letting them take place in these types of things. I also just want to apologize to Mrs. Paula Bailey for me not wearing denim right now. I actually attended Mr. Gil Navarro's funeral earlier today, went to work and didn't get a chance to bring extra clothes, but we have to honor and protect survivors of sexual abuse. We have to do everything in our power as a school district to protect our children, protect everyone, our employees, our students. Anybody can be a victim, as somebody mentioned earlier. And we have to do everything within our power to make sure that none of this kind of stuff happens in our
All you
district.
have to do is turn on the news.
It happens everywhere, yeah.
Cry.
Right. So thank you, Ms. Bailey, for bringing that up. And then I just want to leave with one more thing. And this issue I brought up, me and a couple other board members brought up maybe 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. It's been, who knows, probably longer. But it's come to my attention that people in our district have been told not to speak to school board members.
And we went through this a few years ago, and I said, absolutely not. The board members here represent the students, the parents, the staff, everybody who's a part of our USD. And we are here to listen to your concerns or to try to address situations. You are certainly free to talk to any of us.
Absolutely.
And let it be clear that the board is making that statement. If anyone is told that you cannot speak to the board or to a board member, then they have something to worry about. Como dice el dicho, el que nada el que nada debe, nada teme. If you have nothing to hide, then you have nothing to worry about. So these concerns have been addressed with our superintendent, and moving forward, he will do everything he can to make sure that no one ever hears those words again. And if they do, we need to know. We're not doing our job. We wouldn't be doing our job if people are being prevented from speaking to us. People are prevented from consulting with us. People are preventing from bringing forward concerns or complaints. And as a 14-year veteran of this school board, I for sure will not allow it. It's been done in the past, and it better not ever be done again. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Couple of things. In particular, safe schools are a major concern, as brought up by Mr. Montano. There's a website, and it is safeandsoundschools.org. They also have podcasts. Two ladies from from Sandy Hook, one of them lost a daughter and started this. So they're online, they're on YouTube. They have, what is this? They're signing up for the Southeast School Safety Summit. And just keep watching, because if you want to attend, just keep watching and let us know, or I'll let you know. Everything that is on there addresses school safety. I've followed them for a couple of years now. School safety has been on my heart since about the 70s, when I started with ham radio and emergency communications. Excuse me. So anyway, there's that. Probably the most important part, other than that, is Kiwanis Student of the Month. Last night I was unable to attend, but I understand that Ms. Lewis was able to attend. Thank you. And March Kiwanis Students of the Month are Paige Vargas and Javier Vanuelos from Carter, Brenda Guzman Reyes and Jesus Lomeli from Eisenhower, Irie Masao and Kevin Basolto from Myler, and Yewan Kim and Gilberto Oviedo from Rialto. So join me in giving them a big hand. And if you happen to see them on campus, give them a big handshake and let them know that you're proud of them. Okay. Quick reminder to parents. If your student misses 2 days of school per month, that equivalent is 1 month of learning loss. So instead of roughly 10 months of school, they're attending 9. So if things are going poorly academically, that could be one of the reasons. So try and get your students to school. And beyond that, it helps us pay for everything at school, because schools are paid by students that attend. Average daily attendance, you probably heard ADA. Now, something I've wished to discuss, board members' duties, powers, and what their roles are, basically when they hit a school campus. If I were to hit a campus, first off, it goes around every employee. And some are timid, others don't care, others don't know. But a board member by themselves has no power at all. Just like any parent hitting the campus, We are just one individual. For a board member to have any power, it requires three of us. And it's illegal for three of us to get together for lunch, breakfast, or otherwise. The only time it's legal for us to really get together is at a board meeting, because three people can make a decision, and that is why. It's called the Brown Act. So if I were to go visit, let me pick on Mr. Montano. If I go visit his class unannounced, first I may be interrupting a lesson. I may be messing up the principal's,
Unless he invites you.
timeline.
Unless he invites you.
Uninvited or otherwise, yes. But even if you invite me, I can't do anything, but I can listen. I can carry it to the rest of the board. I can look into things.
That's right.
But other than that, what people, especially parents, don't understand, when you contact any board member, we have no authority to do anything except hear. We can listen, we can look into it. But if you're complaining, sorry, Mr. Montano, if you're complaining about who happens to be an acquaintance, a friend, that's why I get to pick on you. Well, it's okay if you call me late and bend my ear. If you're complaining about someone, I can carry that forward. But other than that, not much. Our role is to listen to parents in our area, but we do represent every school. So if you're in Area 4, which happens to have absolutely no schools in it, I still represent all the schools. So I can field your phone calls, your emails. I can meet with you, depending what's going on. It has been a really, really busy year. We're still getting invitations at last minute. I asked for a board calendar a couple of years back. And it's a case of be careful what you ask for. I mean, it is just overwhelming. But that's basically it. Again, safeandsoundschools.org. And they've got a good rap. They've got good information. And they have links to other sites with good information. So let's continue on. Let's get this party started. Thank you. Public hearing. Any person wishing to speak on the item on the public hearing agenda will be granted 3 minutes. D1, Rialto Unified School District 2024-2025, proposal to California School Employees Association, CSEA, chapter number 203. Motion and second, please.
So move. Second.
Thank you. Pursuant to the requirements of government code and board policy, the attached initial contract proposal for the 2024-2025 school year submitted by the Rialto Unified School District for an agreement between the California School Employees Association, Association, CSEA, Chapter 203, and the Rialto Unified School District Board of Education is hereby posted in compliance with the legislative requirements for public notice. Do we have any speakers, Dr. Avila?
We do not.
Okay. Would CSE like to address it?
Good evening, Chris Kordowsko again. Just wanted to thank the district for getting that out. We're looking forward to getting to the table. Our team's ready, and we know we got some tough conversations ahead, so we're prepared.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, questions or comments from the board? Okay, can I have ayes, please?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, there are no nays and no abstentions. Okay, D2, closed public hearing.
So move. Second.
Thank you. Vote by board members to close public hearing.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, unanimous. No nays and no abstentions. Okay, consent calendar items. All items on the consent calendar will be acted upon in one motion unless pulled by Board of Education members or the superintendent for individual action. Motion and second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion on E 3.12 on page 10.
Okay. We have discussion for E312, page 10. Okay, do we have any others? Okay.
I make a motion that we approve all items with on the consent calendar with the exception of E 3.12.
Second.
Okay, well done. Preferential vote by student board member.
Aye.
Thank you. Ms. O'Kelly. Consent calendar items.
Oh, aye.
Okay. Ms. Lewis.
Aye.
Clerk Dominguez.
Aye.
Vice President Montez.
Aye.
And myself, aye. Okay, you have the floor for E 3.12. Ms. Lewis.
Okay, yes. I just wanted for more explanation on that is approve agreement with Alder Graduate School of Education, the partnership.
Good evening, Board. Alder University will become a partner with Rialto Unified School District to implement our teacher residency program. Alder is an online university, so teachers will have an option to be able to attend Alder or Cal State University San Bernardino under the grant that we've received from CTC, which is the Commission on Teacher Credentialing, to implement the residency program. So we begin the partnership this year to recruit and advertise for this new program, which is part of Teach Rialto. And then we will continue that as we begin to fully implement with teachers on board in that program beginning the 25-26 school year. So the residency grant that was given to us will pay a stipend to teachers in this program, a residency program. The teachers are in class and in class with a teacher from the beginning of their credential program until the completion. So that's what this is about.
Fantastic. I think those issues came up in one of our LCAP meetings, so this is nice that you have that online option, and we're able to strengthen our teaching force. Thank you.
And just to add, it is a 5-year grant, and with the amount that has been set aside by the state, it can be up to $8 million to help us recruit and retain teachers for our district.
Number. Is that all, Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for the answers. I like answers with positive numbers. Okay. On E312, can I have a motion and a second, please?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. And let's see, we've discussed, so can I have your ayes?
Aye.
Yeah. Any nays? Didn't think so. Okay, unanimous. We move on to F1 on page 11. Discussion action items. Award bid number 2324017 for district-wide painting, Phase 2 to Tony Painting. Motion and second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. And this is to award bid 232417 for district-wide painting, Phase 2 to Tony Painting at a cost of $512,400, which includes a $50,000 allowance for unseen conditions and to be paid from the general fund and deferred maintenance fund. Questions or comments? Seeing none. Preferential vote by student board member.
Aye.
Ms. O'Kelly?
Aye.
Ms. Lewis?
Aye.
Clerk Dominguez?
Aye.
Vice President Montez?
Aye.
And myself, aye. F2, award bid number 232418 for district-wide flooring, Phase 2, to Mike's Custom Flooring, Inc. Motion and second.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Okay, award number 232418 for district-wide flooring, Phase 2, to Mike's Custom Flooring, Inc., for a total cost of $1,011,348, which includes a $50,000 allowance for, excuse me, for unforeseen conditions, and to be paid from the general fund and deferred maintenance fund. Questions, comments? Hearing none, preferential vote by student board member.
Aye.
Ms. O'Kelly.
Aye.
Ms. Lewis.
Aye.
Clerk Dominguez.
Aye.
Vice President Montez.
Aye.
And myself, aye. F3, reject all bids for bid number 232420 for elementary school asphalt replacement. Motion and second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Reject all bids for bid number 232420 for elementary school asphalt replacement and rebid the project at a later date. Discussion? Seeing none, preferential vote by student board member.
Aye.
Thank you.
Aye.
Thank you.
Aye.
Ms.
And
Lewis?
Aye.
Okay.
And
your turn.
aye.
Sorry, I
Okay.
went ahead.
Aye.
All right, thank you. It passes unanimously. Approve a renewal agreement with Advanced via Individual Determination, also known as AVID. Motion and second, please.
So moved. Second.
Thank you. Provide AVID memberships and site licenses for 8 secondary sites and 3 elementary school sites, and to include AVID Excel as a pilot program for 2 years at Kolb Middle School, effective July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2025, at a cost not to exceed $82,000 and to be paid from the general fund. Questions or comments?
I do have a comment.
Yes.
So it's my understanding that this Avid Excel is for our EL learners. If this program is very successful within our district, I do hope to see it in our middle schools, our high schools, and more in our elementaries as well. We've always talked about being college preparedness and university preparedness, or even just life skills preparedness. So I think that if this program does excel, and we have the funds for them, we need to really grab it and really go with it.
Totally agree. Okay, preferential vote by student board member.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Ms. O'Kelly. Member Lewis.
Aye.
Clerk Dominguez.
Aye.
Vice President Montez.
Aye.
And myself, aye. F5, adopt resolution number 232462, approving the selection of construction management firms, form of agreement for construction management services, and related actions by district staff. Motion and second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. And preferential, or questions and comments? Seeing none, preferential vote by student board member.
Aye.
Aye.
Ms. O'Kelly, Ms. Member Lewis,
Aye.
Clerk Dominguez,
Aye.
Vice President Montez,
Aye.
and myself, aye, unanimous. F6, adopt resolution number 232464, transfers of appropriations for 2024 and 2025. Motion and second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. This is to authorize staff to process the necessary transfers of funds to revise budget amounts during the course of the fiscal year to reflect changes in district operations. Discussion? Seeing none, preferential vote by student board member.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Ms. O'Kelly. Ms. Lewis?
Aye.
Clerk Dominguez?
Aye.
Vice President Montez?
Aye.
And myself, aye. F7, adopt resolution number 232465 for finding the proposed Rialto High School baseball field lighting project exempt from the California Environmental Quality Act, approving the filing and recording of a notice of exemption and approving the project.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Discussion?
It's been a long time coming. Parents, students of Rialto High School have needed lighting over there for the baseball field for so long, especially the softball field.
Right.
So this is definitely a good one for our district.
Absolutely, and well-deserved.
Yes.
Okay. Preferential vote by student board member.
Aye.
Aye.
Ms. Kelly, thank you. Member Lewis?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
And aye.
Ms. Brennan? Okay. Myself, aye. Can you tell they want to go home?
Saving your voice.
Okay, F8, adopt resolution number 232466, finding the proposed Eisenhower High School baseball field lighting project exempt from the California Environmental Quality Act, approving the filing and recording of a notice of exemption, and approving the project.
Move to approve.
Second.
Thank you. Discussion? Okay, ditto for this. Okay, preferential vote by student board member.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Ms. Lewis?
Aye.
Clerk Dominguez?
Aye.
Vice President Montez?
Aye.
And myself, aye. F9, adopt resolution number 232467, authorizing the increase of existing board members' monthly stipend by 5% pursuant to section 35120E as an echo of the Education Code for the 2024-2025 school year. Questions, comments?
Yeah, well, do we have a first and a second?
Oh, I definitely move to approve.
Second.
Go ahead.
What does that bring the grand total amount to?
Well, I don't know.
I mean, for transparency purpose, it'd be good for the district and the community to know.
It starts at about $20 plus, depending on how many other years.
Anybody have an idea?
Give me a second.
All right, no problem.
We'll
Crunch
we'll
those
be
numbers.
rich.
Crunch that grand total.
I don't want the staff to get jealous now.
Well, if our superintendent gets 5%, we should get 5%.
And it's full disclosure in case anyone really wants.
So that will give you a $23 raise for a total of $486
For 2 meetings.
for 2 meetings a month.
Yeah, so it's $430, 430?
You currently make $463, and you would get an increase of $23.
Okay.
486.
486 a month.
Well, don't spend it all in one place.
That's gonna go for Princess Leia.
Well, we do appreciate it, and, we're not here for that, but it can help a little bit, especially with gas. So,
An extra Starbucks for the kid here. Okay, preferential vote by student board member.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Ms. O'Kelly.
Aye.
Member Lewis, Clerk Dominguez,
Aye.
Vice President Montez.
Aye.
And myself, aye. F10, deny liability claim 232415. Motion and second, please.
So
Move
moved.
to approve.
Second.
Okay, and we don't discuss these. Vote by.
President
board
Martinez, I think this is the one that was discussed earlier to deny
Right.
the
But
denial.
you have to
Yeah.
approve the denial, right?
Yeah.
Deny the denial. Is that correct?
No, that would undo the denial.
Derek, can you?
If we wish to deny, what do we vote?
So, thank you, Board President Martinez, board members, Superintendent Avila, and the viewing audience. I'm Derek Harris, Lead Agent with Risk Management and Transportation. For item 232415, a yes vote approves the denial. A no vote denies the denial.
Oh.
Okay.
My recommendation would now be for a no vote to deny the denial.
Can you make it more clear next time?
So if you vote yes, then the liability claim would be denied. If you vote no, then it would not be denied because, as we discussed, it needs to be reintroduced at a later point. So we want to not approve a
okay.
denial tonight.
So do we move to deny?
Yes, a no
Yes
vote
is a
would be
deny.
perfect.
Got it.
Oh, my goodness.
Thank you so much.
Got it,
I'm
thank
in
you.
denial.
It's sort of
Yes, okay.
So we have a first and a second?
Yes.
Yes, we do. Okay, Ms. O'Kelly, how do you vote?
Aye.
No.
No.
Member Lewis?
No.
Deny. Whatever.
Yes.
I second
Nay.
hers.
Nay.
I second hers.
Yeah, okay.
No.
Member Lewis?
No.
Okay. And myself, yes, for a deny. President,
That was the.
that was the clerk, Vice President Montez.
Nay.
Nay, okay.
What was the tally?
Was it 4-1?
I believe so.
Is it 4 nays?
Yeah.
Thank you.
All you need is 3.
Okay, it is
Mr.
almost
Martinez
done.
made that clear earlier. All you need is 3.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, public needs to know.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. Yeah.
Okay, deny liability claim number 232419. Motion and second, please.
So move.
Second.
Thank you. Discussion? Can't. Okay, it was discussed in closed session. Vote by board members, Ms. O'Kelly.
Deny.
Okay.
Yes. Then you
I'm
mean
gonna
yes.
play it
Yes.
safe.
The deny means yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you're doing my play. Okay, thank you, Ms. Lewis. Clerk Dominguez.
Deny as well.
Okay. And that's a yes. Vice President Montez.
I vote yes.
And myself, yes, as long as it means deny. Holy cow. Okay. Adjournment. The next regular meeting of the Board of Education of the Rialto Unified School District will be held on May 8th, 2024 at 7 p.m. at the Dr. John Casalunas Education Center, 182 East Walnut Avenue, Rialto, California. Materials distributed or presented to the Board of Education at this board meeting are available upon request from the superintendent's office. Motion and second, please.
So move.
Second.
Okay,
Yes.
Aye.
yes, okay. All the ayes, please.
Aye.
Okay, any noes? Any abstentions? All right, we're good. We're out of here at 8:39.